Samp and Chance, let's get it started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Oilers hockey, Seahawks on the top, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how you doing today, buddy?
Not too bad yourself.
I can't complain. It's Thursday. Build up to some of the bigger fights that are coming later on this month, but we don't really have too much in the fire. As we know by our prediction league, man, we were really scraping for matches in that one. Talk about obscure, eh?
It's not a big boxing weekend, no, unless you're a real hardcore fan and you're over in England, I guess. But for North America, not much. Not until we get to Garcia Barrios next week, which will be a fun fight and a pretty good card.
Yeah. We'll break that down next week in more and more detail. But let's talk about what happened. The upset of the week, the upset of the month, potentially so far. Should I go as far as to say the upset of the year?
The year just started. That's fair to say.
Do you think it is though? Because I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't.
Wasn't a crazy upset.
Well, no. Here's my point. Here's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it was an upset. Absolutely, right? You have the British Pitbull Cruise. The British version of a Pitbull who's just this little dude that just doesn't stop. He's 5'2", man.
Going against a guy who's 5'9".
Right. So he's going up against a 5'9" guy. But now, I did say that when he did fight Varga, he was also tall as well, right? Like, I mean, he was very tall. He handled him. So I thought, okay, this would be this. But then again, Ray Varga. But then again, I think a lot of people forgot who Brandon Figueroa has been in the ring with.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the talent that he's been in, the guys that he's actually lost to were legitimate names in that division, right? Yeah. There's nothing to be. He lost to Inoue, right?
Who?
Brandon.
Yeah.
Right. So losing to Inoue is not a bad thing. If anything, that probably made him better in the long run in terms of what to expect and how to deal with the situation like that. Nick Ball came to fight, though. Don't get me wrong. I think Brandon just had the game plan. He kept switching stances. He kept moving around, and then he just started. Really, he didn't get his face damaged at all.
No, it was a really good fight, man. Really good fight. Let me break it down. I was going to sum it up. I'm going to put on X round 1 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12. That's too long to read on the show. You go check it out on X. I'll put it up after the fight. But here's my overall analysis of the fight. I'll break it down really quick here.
Yeah.
Fight was chaos and entertainment, I thought. 2 warriors emptying the tank. It was a fan-friendly slugfest. Ball's early success showcased his elite pressure, but Figueroa's adjustments, volume, and his time-perfect left hook were decisive. The height disparity didn't matter as much as I expected or the experts expected. Both thrived in the trenches. So, yeah, Ball was able to – he's always needed a shorter man, right? Most guys in the division are 5'6", 5'7". Figueroa's one of the taller guys, but Ball wasn't a handicap for him. He was able to get inside on him, and Figueroa wasn't able to use his size against him, which is one advantage Ball had. We all thought you just keep him away with the jab, but Ball was able to get in there, and he brought the pressure. He fought hard. He didn't phone it in, man. Figueroa just caught him at the right time and made the right adjustments. And
no, he didn't phone it in. And like you said, I think the key term here for this fight was the adjustments. It was all about the adjustments, because I think once he realized, and maybe this is.
By the way, that KO silenced everybody in Liverpool.
Oh, dude,
Figueroa got him, the whole crowd went quiet. Now his unbeaten streak is gone.
Yeah, our good friend Mr. Neutral was in the crowd there. There were some fights in the crowd afterwards. People weren't happy.
Why? Because they couldn't have the guy lost?
The Brits take their guys seriously. Okay, we know this.
Yeah, I know.
We want to talk about patriotic kind of support and whatnot. The Brits are that when it comes to their athletes.
Yep.
Okay, they'll kill them just as much as they'll love them.
Yeah.
Right, we don't have that so much here in North America. A guy can lose and still wake up the next morning and grab a cup of coffee and not have a problem.
Yeah.
In the UK, if you lose, chances are you can't leave your house for a couple of weeks. People are gonna,
yeah, they're passionate over there.
They're
so
passionate.
I never cheer for the English fighters. The only really English fighter I ever really cheer for is Fury. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of their fighters. They're not saying they're not good fighters, but I'm from North America.
We're not exposed to them in the same light. We don't see them in the same way, right? It's just kind of like They're on advertisements. They're everywhere.
No, I
They're
know,
on
but I'm saying
billboards.
I don't live in England, so I'm going to go for my North American boys
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. No,
except for
no,
Fury.
no, for sure, for
But
sure. But I think the one thing that benefited, I think the silver lining of this thing for Figueroa was that he fought a new way.
mhm.
Okay, fighting a new way, feeling a new way's power. I'm not saying that Nick Ball doesn't have power, but I think it's safe to assume or say that he does not have a new way power.
No. Well, now that he's got the WBA strap for Gore, he's going to most likely have a unification belt against Rafael Espinoza. That's what they're saying.
Espinoza, see, that's gonna be a sick fight.
That's what they're saying. It's coming to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's not official, but
no, but that should be the next one. But I mean, you know, never count out the fact that they might just give Ball a rematch as well.
it was a good fight. I mean, he got knocked out. He's only 28 years old. It's his first loss, so he's not going anywhere. He'll be around. He's a great fighter. I enjoy watching him.
It's like I said, sometimes that first loss is so important in so many ways.
Yeah.
Not as a loss. I can understand the defeat and how that feels and everything.
And it wasn't in the way you're thinking about that beat Figueroa. It was Stephen Fulton that beat him twice.
Oh, sorry, Stephen Fulton. Oh, that's still not a bad name, right?
No.
Right? Fulton's a guy that's kind of done his thing as well. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think Brandon realized that he can handle the shots.
Mm-hmm. It was a great fight, though.
No, it was back and forth. It was back and forth. It was hard to call. I think if it went to the decision, though, I think Figueroa would have still won. Decision.
He was up on the cards. He was up
in the cards. So I mean, either way, it looked like he had the clear path. But being in Liverpool, being there, this and that, you never want to. Well,
I'm glad he ended it. If he would have went to decision, all the English guys would be like, "Oh, we thought Ball won." It'd be a lot of controversy. This way, there's no controversy.
Well, the way he laid him out on his face, and you know what the funniest part was? It's almost ironic that he lost the same way that he beat Ronnie Rios.
Mm-hmm.
He went through the ropes. So, in a way, do you think Brandon was doing a solid to Ronnie, saying, "Hey, I got it back for us, bro. I put him through the ropes," right? I made that comment in our little chat group with all our friends from England and Europe, and a lot of them were like, "Too soon, bro. Too soon." Like they were really affected by it.
They get really hurt by it.
They were really hurt. They needed a day or two to relax and actually.
And it doesn't even matter. Like all these guys in our chat group, besides Sam, are all older than Nick Ball. So they didn't grow up idolizing the guy. Just because he's from England, they're going to support him. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. But look, at the end of the day, we got a great fight. And Nick Ball, hold your head up high, bro. You fought solid. You're nowhere near the bottom of the pile. You have proven yourself as a champion. You defended your belt 2 to 3 times. You've done a great job with it, sir. Nothing but respect to you. This is your time to learn from this, figure it out, and come back stronger than ever. And you know what? You're right, Chance. This poor guy at 5'2", he's never going to have the height advantage.
No, never.
Right? So he's always fighting up.
Yeah. He did a good job, though, of neutralizing Figueroa's height. Like, he got inside.
No, he did. He did. And we saw that with Ray Vargas as well. So it's like, it's no shortage of him not being able to. But like I said in the preview show for this is a guy who hasn't really fought anyone up until Figueroa, that really had a name.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be fair.
Yep.
I'm not being disrespectful to Ronnie Rios in any way. Ronnie was on the way out.
But his name isn't as big as Figueroa, though.
Exactly. In terms of talent and skill, not name. I'm talking about skill.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Ronnie at one time, was a monster, and he still is a monster in so many ways.
But I guess his biggest fight would have been Raymond Ford.
Yeah, Ford would have been a big name, but Ford was still coming up, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, see how excited Ford was when he lost?
Yeah.
That's kind of shallow. Like, you couldn't get the job done yourself, now you're cheering? Come on, man.
Yeah, these guys, A good fight, though. Overall, the fans won because it was an exciting fight. I really didn't care who won. I wanted Figueroa to win. He did.
Well, a lot of us took a hit in the boxing prediction league that week.
Yeah. I mean, Ball was the favorite, but I'm always going to cheer for the North American guy over the English guy. Just like the English guys are always going to cheer for their guy. It's the same thing. That's how it goes.
No, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? I mean,
well, that's the Tyson Fury. Then everybody loves Tyson. Well, actually, everybody loves him, but he's universally, everybody knows who he is. He's going to have a lot of fans over here, right?
Look, man, Canada's strong, UK strong. We support our countries. It's the Olympics time right now. Canada, let's
4 medals. We got 3 bronze and 1 silver. We don't have a gold as of yet.
That's okay, man. Like I said to Hakan yesterday, because he's telling me how great Sweden's doing. I said, the first week of the Olympics are all the preliminary sports. The real games start now. It's like the last week and a half where the real game starts. So let's see what Canada does. Look, here's my thing with Canada. I don't expect us to be the top of the table, but
They never are.
No, but I like to see us get to 25, over 25.
Yeah.
Let's just break our mark, right? If Canada?
Well, right now, Italy, Norway, USA are the top three teams right now.
And that's fine.
Top three countries. Sorry.
No, that's
Italy.
fine.
Italy already has 15 medals already. It's crazy.
That's insane, man. Host nation, man. And did they beat Sweden? Or did Sweden beat them? Right?
Yeah, Sweden beat them in hockey. Yeah.
Man, that was a tight game though. Sweden overestimated them, overlooked them. Man, it shouldn't have been that close.
Canada has 3 medals. So Italy came. They fought hard. So.
Well, let's see what we do, man. Let's see what we do. Like I said, the tournament starts now.
We're never a top Olympic country. We win a couple medals here, and we're never going to be up there with the U.S. or the other countries. We just don't have as many people.
We're top 10.
We don't have the money behind it either. And they don't have as many people. Less people in your country, you have less talent to draw from.
No, that's fine. Dude, as long as we finish top 10, I'm okay.
Yeah. Right now, we're doing all right now.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, listen, Errol Spence is making his return. They're talking about a summertime return. What do you think?
Hasn't fought in 3 years. I mean, if he feels good and he wants to do it, why not?
Tim Bradley says he's looking great.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's coming back. He wants to make some money. Think of all the money that he's lost out on these last 3 years. $5-6 million in fights.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't blame him. He's 35 years old though, so he's coming to the end of his prime here. He hasn't fought in 3 years. I think he'll be fresh. I think he'll do all right. Good for him. If he wants to fight, make a couple million, why not?
Yeah,
more paydays, not more paydays for cash.
Do you think the opponent they're talking about is perfect though? They're saying Tim Tszyu.
It'll be a tough challenge for him, but not a crazy challenge. I think that's a good fight because it gets some buzz. You got the North American guys going to go for Spence. You got Australian guys and all those guys over there going to go for Tim Tszyu. So I think it's a good fight. I think it's a good opponent for him. Tim Tszyu is nothing crazy. He's not so fast.
Well, considering Tim's trajectory and everything, this is kind of ideal. This is a good kind of comeback fight for Errol as well. So let's see how that plays out. What else we got?
I'm happy for. I like Errol Spence. Was a great fighter. It's too bad about that car accident and. I was supposed to see him in Vegas, and all of a sudden, at the last minute, he couldn't fight. So I bought the tickets to see. I was going to see Pocky anyways, and ended up fighting you guys. So good for Spence and happy for him. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So here's something I think we should talk about.
What's that?
A lot of people ask, how can this guy get a title match after being beaten? How come this happens, Samson? Why does that happen, Samson? It makes no sense because in any other sport, it wouldn't play out that way. In any other combat sport, it doesn't play out that way. But ladies and gentlemen, the question is, how can a boxer who just comes off a defeat get a title shot, aka Ryan Garcia, aka Daniel Dubois? Guys, the short answer, very simple. Boxing is pure metricocracy. Okay? It's a business wrapped in a sport, not a sport wrapped in a business as it is in most other places. All right. Guys like Ryan Garcia and Daniel Dubois can lose and still get title shots because of a mix of marketability, rankings, loopholes, and belt politics. This is sad to say, but this is the reality of what the sweet science truly is. Okay. It took me a little bit to grasp it, and I've been a fan my whole life. Right. Somehow they're all still ranked. How? I don't know, but they are. Even after if you lose to an elite opponent like Tank, Usyk, etc., if you looked competitive, didn't get blown away completely, most sanctioning bodies barely move you in the rankings. So on paper, they're still eligible. All right. Money talks more than records do. All right. It's all about money. Garcia, social media star. Dubois, UK draw plus heavyweight superstar, right? Taking out Anthony Joshua. That probably did it for him. Promoters and networks want numbers that sell fighters that casual fans can recognize.
100%.
Right? It's tough to say these things because it's true, but they're true. They're all facts. Mandatory rules get bent. I mean, sanctioning bodies create interim belts, order mandatories conveniently, or allow expectations if the fees get paid. So it's all about money. And as we know with the WBC, it's so discretion. Suleiman can decide whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and how he wants. Losing does not actually mean a death sentence anymore. Old school thinking, one loss and you're done. Modern boxing, if you lose to an elite guy, You can raise your profile. He only lost
Mhm.
to Tank and Usyk and become a selling point. How many
Yep.
times have we talked about this in the show? Oh, he fought Inoue. I said it today.
Mhm.
Right? Oh, fighting Inoue, you face that kind of power, then nobody else's power is ever going to be that, right?
Mhm.
The other problem is weak divisions, easier path back. If you're a
Yep.
big name, if you have a big profile, if you have a big mark on social media or on media in general, chances are you're going to get back. And because people know your name, you're going to get back into the line quicker than guys that probably work their ass off and deserve the shot more.
Yep.
Problem is they're not marketable. Bottom
Mhm.
line, they get to all these shots because they're ranked, famous, promotable, and useful to networks. Not necessarily the most deserving. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why guys like Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, no matter what they do, always get title shots whenever they want.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
thoughts on that?
yeah, you're right. I totally agree. It's all about the money. It's all about tickets. It's all about pay-per-views. I mean, I got smart enough when I was about 18 years old. One of my good friends, I talk to him a couple times a week. I do business with him. And he said to me when I was maybe 18, 19, and I said to him, I asked him about a couple fighters, local fighters, And I said to him, why are these guys fighting? They're not that great. And he goes, what town are you in? I was like, Vancouver. Where are they from? Vancouver. He goes, it's not about the records all the time. It's about they have to be a decent fighter, but can we put butts in the seats? He goes, it doesn't matter how great the fight is. If nobody's here, there's no fights. So yeah, you're right. It's all about the money, marketability, and will fans buy the tickets? And in this case, watch on TV or buy the pay-per-view. And it's what it's about. That's what promoters think. And because it's expensive to put on these fights, it ain't cheap. And so yeah, I got smart enough when I was like 18. So I always had that mentality. Any sport, boxing, whatever, it's all football. It's all about money.
No, it's all about any money, but in any other kind of combat sport, if you think about it, because they don't have the money there like that, and I can understand it, but any other league, any kind of other kind of combat style sport, if you lose, you need to come back with 2 to 3 victories before you can be considered again. You know what I mean? In the case of Ryan Garcia, we have not seen the guy fight in almost over a year.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since and coming off the loss to Rolly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't fought since Rolly. He hasn't fought
Yeah, it's
since
been
New
about 10
York,
months. Yeah.
right? And it's a defeat, but his first fight back is a title shot, and that's after suspension.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a casual fan looking at these facts, you're thinking, how does that work? So my question is how do we sell the sport to the casual fan if this is how business is done? Why would they want to be
Garcia is
interested
selling
in
it because they don't. The casual fan doesn't even think about that. They're just saying Ryan Garcia, big social media star, the most followed. I believe he's the most followed boxer on all the socials.
Yeah.
He's going to sell this fight. Barrios is not a big draw. Barrios has to fight Pacquiao. He has to fight Garcia because nobody cares about Barrios unless you're a hardcore fan. So smart move for Barrios. If I just fought Pacquiao, biggest payday. Gonna fight Garcia, big payday. I think Garcia is going to beat him, but regardless, Garcia brings in
He brings in the casual fan.
We need.
He brings all the kids. He brings all the girls in.
Yep. I don't blame the matchmakers for this and doing this. I would do the same thing.
No, look, dude, I'm completely on board. I get it. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna love it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna do all those things. But I think it's good also to kind of educate the people out there why it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great opportunity for us to put this out there for all the fans to see. Hey, this is how it works. This is how boxing is. This is the reality of it. If you don't like it, then I guess you got to watch something else because this is the way it's going to be. It's never going to change. It's always been this way since the beginning of time. The biggest name gets the biggest purse.
Yep.
Right.
In the early, how it should be because
in the early 1900s onwards, I'm sure a lot, and because of segregation and all those things, they didn't want all those brothers to be out there, but they were the biggest names. Right. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the world of boxing.
I have no problem with it because I know the promoter side of it. Like I said, Buddy's been promoting for 40 years out here. And I know the promoting side of it, so I get it. If you don't, you could maybe put in some guys that you think are so deserving. They can come on the undercard. But if they can't main event and sell the tickets, there is no fights. And so that's kind of the mentality here. That's a way higher scale with these guys, but they still have that mentality. We got to sell the tickets. We got to sell the shirts. We got to sell the beer. We got to sell the food. Fill this place up, right? And Garcia fills the place up. He's not a great guy by any stretch of the imagination, but he sells tickets and he's got everybody's talking about the guy. He generates a buzz wherever he goes, right? Just
I tell you what, man. I mean, considering what we've seen out in the world of boxing, Ryan Garcia's transgressions aren't. I mean, they're more verbal tirades.
Well, he did get caught doing PEDs, but yeah.
right? I mean, outside of that stuff, like, I mean, okay, look,
There's worse guys than Ryan Garcia in boxing for sure.
yeah,
Tank
you know,
Davis is being one
yeah,
of them.
yeah, yeah. I think beating up women trumps anything that anyone else does.
Not just one time. It's like 3 or 4 times now.
No.
Yeah,
Meaning
I
was
know.
in general,
Yeah.
athletes in general, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you know how I feel about combat athletes beating up women. That's just wrong. Like, it just makes no sense at
You're a
all.
trained fighter and you're beating up a girl.
Exactly.
Tank's got so
Right?
much mental health.
You know, like PD peds are one thing. You know, making outlandish comments and being disrespectful to people is one thing. Yes, absolutely does not make you a good person. But I think, you know, when you start getting into the physical abuse and stuff like that, that kind of makes those other things not as bad. I know it doesn't sound good, but you know what I mean, right? I don't know how else.
Well, I think the best saying goes, and this goes for the wrestling guys too. We know in the wrestling business, you know, I'm talking to pros, WWE, AEW, TNA guys, whatever you want to call it. We know many guys that beat up their women, and we still praise them. And we think one guy, when he mentioned his name, is one of the greatest of all time. Well, you kicked the crap out of your wife, so I've never really cared for that
Stone
guy.
Cold?
Stone Cold. You know,
why not call him out? Like, I mean,
yeah,
shit,
Stone
if
Cold.
you've
I've
done
done
it,
it
you've
before.
done
He's
it.
actually blocked me on X a couple times. Actually, you know, one of the shittiest things that Stone Cold did, besides beating up Deborah, is that he got. I said it before, but this is why he blocked me. Is Roddy Piper and him were on the same podcast network, and Roddy Piper had that Stone Cold impersonator on.
Yeah, podcast one, and then he got kicked off. They kicked
So
Rowdy off.
He got kicked off because I think it was Will Sasso that was doing it, and he got kicked off because Stone Cold was complaining how his feelings were hurt. They were mocking him. Sasso was just doing his voice, being silly, the redneck, drink beer, and he got Piper kicked off, and Piper was choked. This is right before Piper died, about a year before he died. Piper's podcast was really good, and I said something to Stone Cold about it. Blocked. He knew it was true because he blocked me.
Yeah. I went to school with Sasso.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, huge Miami Dolphins fan at the time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, talented guy. You guys, Delta had some talented people come out of there. There's Theory of a Dead Man.
I remember Sasso in grade 7. He got in trouble, and the teacher kicked him out of class. And Sasso said, "I don't need this shit. I'm going to be famous one day."
That's right. I mean, I guess the two biggest people from Delta are Theory of a Dead Man and Sasso, I guess.
Well, we got Theory of a Dead Man. We got Will Sasso. We got Jason Priestley.
Okay, I forgot about him.
Yeah. We got Ryan Dempster. There's a few hockey players that come out of Delta. Yeah, we got a little bit of talent out here in Delta. Good old Delta, eh? But I live in downtown now. I don't live. I grew up in Delta. I live in Vancouver though. All right, Chance.
I got one more thing to say. I tried to bring this up. I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you see the two boxers that Bad Bunny brought up for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Xander Zayas and Emiliano Vargas.
Yeah. It was cool. I saw them right away because when he came out under them and they were doing this, I'm like, oh shit, look, there's Xander.
I didn't watch the performance as a hockey rink, but I saw it after. Like I saw the clips of them.
That was the one thing I was happy to see, if nothing else, man. That was great. Look, you know what? Cool. It was what it was. Everything is everything. Chance, we got a big show next week. We're gonna break down the Barrios fight. We got all that kind of coming up as well. The undercard looks really good as well, so we'll get into all that next week. But do we have anything that happened in international and Canadian history boxing today?
Yes.
What do we have? What do we have?
We're going to go to American history here. I was 8 years old when this happened. I remember watching this on TV at my grandpa's house in Vancouver. Never heard of the guy that did this. Of course, I've heard of the other guy. I'll break it down here. February 11th, 1990, Mike Tyson, 37-0, 33 KOs, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world and most feared fighter on the planet at that time. Entered as, this is crazy, 42-1 favorite, which means you have to put down $420 to win $1. That's crazy how much of a favorite it was. Against James Buster Douglas, 29-4-1, 19 KOs. A solid but unremarkable contender. Was widely seen as what they used to call, here's an old school word for you, a cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Tyson had demolished everyone in his past since 85, often doing in terrifying fashion. Here's the thing. I think the reason why Douglas won this fight, nobody talks about it. Do you know what happened before the fight?
Tell us.
I'm going to tell you guys.
But tell us.
Douglas, his mom died.
Yeah.
He's going in there like that. Anyways, Douglas, motivated by the recent death of his mother, delivered one of the sport's most stunning shocks, KO victory over Mike Tyson, made the most shocking upset of all time, just because of the way the betting market had it. Tyson was unbeaten, killing guys, smashing guys. Douglas laid him down with his death of his mother weighing heavy on his shoulders. I guess just gave that extra motivation. I don't know, but he did it.
I remember that, and this is what makes me kind of feel old now, because you said you were 8 years old, right?
8 years old.
I was in grade 9.
Yeah.
At the time. And I remember waking up that morning, and because normally, and you guys and gals remember, we did not have internet yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was there, but we didn't have it. It wasn't a household thing, right? It was still very infant. Cell phones weren't out. You didn't have half the technology. 99% of the technology that's normal today did not exist. So we woke up in the morning and it was breaking news on the news channels because of who Tyson is, right? You want to talk about the casual fans guy? That would have been him right? I mean, and just to wake up to it, it was insane. And because we didn't have any reach or anything, we had to wait to get more and more details as it happened. And a lot of times we didn't get details like 2-3 days after the fact. A lot of times we'd wake up the next morning and read it in the newspaper almost. That's how long it took to get to us.
That's when I remember seeing it, because we didn't have it on paper. I remember seeing it a couple days later on the TV. They put it on for free. And I remember but before that, I saw the headline in the province of it.
Exactly. So there you go. Wow. February 11th.
There we go. Yeah, 1990, 36 years ago. Here we go. We're going to go way back here. We're going to Canadian history.
How back?
We're going to go February 3rd,
back.
1912. Now, this is Toronto-born Johnny Cullen, but this happened in Vernon, California.
Okay.
He successfully defended his world bantamweight title in a 20-round fight over Frankie Conley, one of Canada's first world champions. He held the belt from 1910 to 1914. I put this up about 3 days ago. There's a picture of him on there training. He's not that old school body, the wife beater on, the muscle, the hand wrap. It's a real cool picture. Johnny Cullen, one of Canada's first ever champions, wins a 20-round fight.
Insane. All right. Fantastic. Listen, we record this, we're going to drop the fourth wall here a little bit. We record this, before the weekend hits here. So I'm just going to say it right now. Canada, 5-0 over Czechia. Great victory. And the only reason I'm wanting to point that out is Canada's path isn't easy right now. They're already going up against some of the big names.
Yeah.
Right. So to kind of come out 5-0, that's reassuring. Because I don't want to play Italy and I don't want to play Germany in the beginning and have these 12-0 games and then go up against the big boys, right?
Yeah.
So you're going up against the big boys right off the bat. Czechia is no joke.
No, they beat us in the World Juniors.
Exactly. So Czechia is no joke. So congratulations, Canada. You started in the right direction. Here we go. You know what?
I got to say one thing about the World Juniors and this Olympic hockey. The only thing, we always say we're playing the best of the best and the best in the world. We're not. There's one team. We know Canada and US are neck in 1A and 1B, right? There's another team that's third. They're better than Sweden and they're better than Finland. They're not allowed in the Olympics. And it's too bad Russia's not there, because their team would have been loaded. We probably still would have beat them if they're loaded.
And I agree with you. And I think that really, really sucks that they can't participate. But I mean,
no, I get why. But what I'm saying is,
I know. I get it.
It's like saying we're going to have an NFL season, but the Denver Broncos can't play.
Look, you know what? I hope, and we're going to bring it home after this, okay? I really, really hope that America can figure it all out in the next 2 years, because the way things are playing out in the world right now, and you guys can go and research it and look it all up yourselves. I don't want to talk about it, but how many countries will actually come to the LA games? That's what I'm looking to see now. Like, how many people are going to boycott it?
They'll all be there.
You never know, dude.
I'll tell you why they'll all be there. I'll tell you why they'll be there. They spent too much money on their athletes to boycott. You want to boycott $30 million Olympic program, you wasted your money, there'll be a laughing stock. Everybody's going to be there.
We've seen it happen before. There were a lot of boycotts in the past, bro. Like, look at the 84 Olympics.
Yeah, but that was just 40 years ago. They'll be there.
I know. I'm just saying, but you got to look at history and see if it's going to repeat itself, right?
No, they'll be there. Everybody will be there. Everybody will be fine.
Let's see how it plays out. All right.
If we can do Olympics in China the way they treat their people, they'll come to the States.
Yeah, but China did a really crazy thing there. I don't want to talk about what they did in 2008. You know what they did, right? For the opening ceremonies?
What, in Beijing, what they do?
They built walls in all the villages against people's houses so they couldn't get out.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, they don't play around over there.
They don't mess around, man. That's how they solved the homeless people. And
they still have internment camps for people they don't like.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right, Chance, I tell you what, busy week in boxing, but a quiet week if you're not in tune with boxing. But there's still lots of stuff.
There's no marquee fights this weekend, to put it simply.
Yeah, where we're getting a lot of prospect. It's a prospect weekend. Let's call it that. Prospect weekend in full effect. This is more for me and Chance and purists. And if you're out there, check it out, man, because sometimes you get the diamond in the rough in these cards. So let's see where we go from there. Last thing I want to talk about, Chance, this weekend, 4 years for us, bro.
Nice. Yeah, we got a couple shout outs from a couple known people that we'll put a little montage together.
Yeah, we're gonna tie them all up together. We're gonna cut it up and put it out there for everyone to see. But next time we talk, we'll be past that point. So congratulations on 4 years, man. Did you think we'd last this long?
Yeah, it's good. Maybe next week when we do our show, we'll do you can say who your top 5 favorite interview was. Well, I'll say my top 5.
Sure.
Do a little history rewind of the show.
I tell you what, why don't we use next week as a recap and talk about how we feel about what we've done so far, and did we think we'd get this far? Did we think we'd be able to get to what we are?
To put you on the spot, who is your favorite guest that we've had on so far? Not saying the best interview, who is your favorite guest?
Well, I mean, Bushwhacker Luke, for me, because he was one of our biggest guests in the beginning.
He told the most fun stories. If you like silliness and entertainment, that's the one you watch.
Just for the fact of at where we were at the point, I really enjoyed him. But awesome. if I'm looking at current guests and stuff like that, I have to say Vince Russo definitely. Was up there as well. Downtown Bruno's been up there as well. I mean, everyone we've talked to has been amazing. Okay, we've talked to everyone from different countries as well. But I mean, from that perspective, those guys kind of stand out. On the boxing side, obviously David. That just because of what it was and who he is and whatnot. But of all the boxers I spoke to be fair, to be completely honest, the one that kind of had an effect on me in a certain way, Ryan Carl.
Yeah, I would say David obviously was fun, a little more but if you want to get a real good, David was quality, but if you want a little more in-depth stuff that wasn't just straight boxing and entertainment, then Cowboy Ryan Carl by far was good. For that kind of stuff, you want to go real deep, that's the one you want. You want some fun and just boxing and entertainment, then it's Benavides. So it depends what you want. We got a little bit of everything.
We got a little bit of everything, and we're going to keep going, and we got a lot more stuff coming up.
I'll actually say we did one thing that's never been done before.
Roger Stone?
I will say, on our show. And I would say it's maybe 1A, 1B for our interview. I'd say Roger Stone, because we brought a guy on who's a political guy, where the only people he's ever been on that have ever talked sports, that whole show was boxing. We did a little bit of fun with the best dressed president, a little bit of stuff and a little bit of Kennedy, but for the most part, it was an entertainment show. He's never done that before. The first time he's ever done an interview without a suit on, because as he said, this is a sports show. I dress down. We were the first people ever to get him to do that, which is pretty cool. That's a real fun interview too. A lot of good.
It was fun. It was fun. It was different.
He was nice. He was really great to us too. Nice.
Yeah. And guys and gals, listen, we at Samp&Chance are looking to expand. Yes, we are always going to be a boxing and wrestling show, but as we grow here, and this is credit to my man right over there. He's been working those angles hard. So guys, we're gonna start bringing you guys a lot more different kind of content, a lot of different kind of guests that kind of boxing fans might be wrestling fans, but it doesn't really matter. We just want to dig into their minds and understand them. And I think our progression is we're gonna start expanding into different genres and stuff as well. Yes. I mean, we are knowledgeable in these two sports. But you guys don't know how much we know about all the other things.
And you know what? I learned this as a kid, watching Larry King and listening to Howard Stern. And the one thing I learned from these two guys, especially, because maybe Howard Stern might be the best and Larry King might be the two best interviewers ever. They can have on any type of guest. They can have on a musician, a sports guy, a politician, movie star, whatever you want it to be. And they will research that person and they'll come with some great questions. And that's exactly what we're doing here. You can have on this guy, that guy, this woman, that woman. If you research it, you have a knowledgeable a little bit about that subject. Research it and go with it. And let's ask the good questions.
And let's be honest, I'm not, and that's absolutely dead on, brother. The other thing I've noticed with us, and I'm not tooting our horn in any way. We're humble. We're humble. We always want to be better, right? But what I've noticed with a lot of the people that we've had on our show, and some of these guests have done interviews with so many other people, I've not heard our guests on other shows say, "That's a great question. Wow, you guys really did your research." Like we catch a lot of these people off guard.
Thanks for saying that. On the Coach and Bro show, I asked Vince Russo in the super chat about our podcast, and he goes, "Oh, bro, yeah, Coach, great question." Coach read it to him because Coach reads the super chats, and he said, "What a Samp&Chance podcast?" He goes, "Oh, bro, I can flip it up. Great questions, man. Great questions, man." That's what Russo said. He could have said, "All those guys are goofballs. They didn't know the problem." He could have said it. We're done with them now. We did our business, but he didn't. He knew.
Yeah, and put it this way: that Russo interview, okay, and you know, we're a part of WSN, which is a plethora of everything you could ever want, a potpourri of every style of interview, of every type of angle,
whatever you want. Yeah,
right. A lot of them aren't fans of him.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. Aren't fans of him, and that's fine. You know, everybody's doesn't have to be a fan of everybody. It's subjective, and that's the beauty of where we live in this world. We still have that right to make those choices, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So some of them, not all, but some that I have talked to have said, "I've changed my view a little bit. I'm a little softer." I got a lot of people asking, "Why did you ask this? Why didn't you go after that?"
That got you interviews. Yeah.
Why? I'll tell you why, people. Because we want them back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you disrespect a top guest, they're not going to want to come back to your show.
No, absolutely not.
Right? It's like saying, "Hey, come over to my house for dinner," but all you get is saltines and water.
Well, don't forget, next Wednesday, I won't say the name, we got a big interview coming. One of JCW's top stars is coming. So we piss off the boss and be stupid. He's like, "Screw those clowns, don't go on there." You know what I mean? All trickles downhill.
But it all trickles down. But the reality of it is, like, look, everybody knows, okay? Especially in a guy who's polarizing like Vince Russo. Okay, someone who's polarizing like him, everyone's already expecting bullets and gunfire and sword fights and explosions, right? Whereas what I wanted to do, what we wanted to do, was approach it from an angle where people haven't before. Let's just talk about you, man. Forget all the noise. Forget that. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
You know, mentioning Vic Venom, I don't think he was ready for that.
No, that caught him off guard. That was a good one.
Right? Like, oh shit, these guys know who I am.
And let's be honest, Vince Russo was very transparent. He said to me, I said, "Is there anything off limits?" When I was working out the details, he goes, "Ask me whatever you want, bro."
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. And we had, and same with David. Okay.
Yeah, David, same way.
David was the same way.
So was Roger. Didn't care.
Right. But with David, here's the thing. I could have said, "Hey, you lost your belt on the scale. Hey, you lost your belt due to whatever you were into."
Yeah.
We didn't bring that up. Right.
Yeah.
So
I do that.
And because of that, we gained the man's respect.
Yep.
To the point where unfortunately, you couldn't be with me that weekend, but I'll always say we were invited to the after party.
Yeah, the Benavides family, dad, brother,
phenomenal.
Trainers, they treat everybody well, very well.
So well, right? So, you know, everything that you hear in media.
And they let us watch him train for an hour, which is really cool.
But dude.
Him and his brother.
Yeah, exactly. Everything, right? So open access, we got everything, and just beautiful people. So
yeah,
look, 4 years, man. Insane. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Fast.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting my invitation when I started all this, man.
Yeah, it was a good idea. Very good idea. Yeah. Glad you did.
And I think we got a lot more cool stuff coming here. I think we got some Vancouver content coming up, I believe.
Some really good Vancouver stuff coming. That's right? Like you said it best. We're going to always do wrestling and boxing, but that don't mean we can't expand and talk a little whatever it's going to be, whatever guest it's going to be. We'll make
and ironically, and somehow, some way, it's all tied into it somehow.
Yes.
Like this particular one guest that I'm hoping we get, you know, pretty much here after in March here, I'm hoping. This man probably has to have some boxing and wrestling stories.
I would assume the wrestling for sure.
Yeah.
He's a silly guy. So I'd assume wrestling.
So let's assume, but you never know with boxing either. Let's see, right? But I mean, we'll find out. All right, Chance, I tell you what, man, this has been amazing. I've had a lot of fun here today. Everything is beautiful. Can't complain. Thursday, the weekend is upon us. Here we are, man. I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. Oh, very quickly, you were right. Shania Twain did perform at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, she did. Because I saw this thing where they showed all the performers right up until now.
She was there. Yeah, I thought she did.
And Stones did it too. I totally forgot the Stones did it.
Stones, Tom Petty, Bruce
Tom
Springsteen.
Petty, yeah. So they're having some good bands.
I think Foo Fighters did it too, didn't they?
They might have been on there with someone else, but I don't think they were the headline.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful, beautiful show. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend is upon us. The days are starting to get longer. I don't know if you've noticed that out there, Chance. I mean, it's
nice.
It's starting to get a little longer again, so that's beautiful. We haven't really had a winter, knock on wood. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, everyone just be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Get to where you're going in one piece and don't rush. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Life has shown us time and time again that trying to get somewhere quicker than you need to be can be more detrimental than anything else in the world. So just drive safe, be happy, work hard, and go after your dreams. Just keep fighting for what you believe in. And you know, that's all I ask and we ask. Samp and Chance, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys soon.